Hello everyone, Babylon here. Uh, Today's video is episode 56. We got two missions in one, weakness and research. I'm gonna let y'all listen to what he has to say about this first one here, because part of it's kind of funny to me, I think. Yeah, the weakness, you get the backpack. I lost the backpack anyway, carbon weave backpack. But I'm gonna let y'all listen to what he has to say, and then we'll talk.
They say the best murders are meticulously planned. So your decision to research your victims in order to determine their weaknesses checks out. There are humans who research creatures just for fun, you know. No stabbing required. But you wouldn't know anything about that, would you?
There you go. Yeah, we know all about murdering monsters. All right.
Violet Core left you some toys to play with. Please proceed with caution, if you even know what that means.
And caution is a short-term word for that, because those frag grenades. Man, if I was to make grenades to use in this, it'll have to be impact grenades. I almost died a couple of times doing this. So with that being said, now I didn't show the travel down there, but this first one is very quick without the travel time. So it won't take us long to get down there. We just have to decide what we're going to take and what we're going to use. Now I didn't use their pickaxe. I used the titanium pickaxe, and then I swapped it out for the obsidian pickaxe, just to see if setting fire to them would do more damage or not. It kind of helped out a little bit more. I should have used it from the get start. But like I said, I've never done these before, and I'm just checking it out. Now I didn't take the animals with me because I was afraid they'll kill them too fast and it wouldn't count. I did take my Moa, which my Moa got into a couple of fights. But like I said, the fighting I did was not pretty. I'm still trying to figure out how to dodge these creatures. It appears it's their reach is unreal. I think you should be able to find a way to dodge out of that reach. But I think what better off is I should have made a shield or something, took it down there and blocked. But I didn't. Uh, that probably would help. I didn't think about that until I said that. But these two missions here getting done. We have one mission after that, which would be the boss fight. I decided I'm going to go ahead and take all my wolves down there with me, and hyenas and boars. Just take a fight force down in there. Like I said, I did not watch any videos on it, so I don't know how serious it's going to be or how tough it's going to be. Or how much damage he's going to wind up doing. But I did leave the base from the second mission we did today down there just in case, where I can save the bed as a spawn point, so I don't have to go clear across the map again. Uh, which wouldn't be too hard. I mean, I still have the bulls, and buffalo, and the zebra at the base. But at the end of the day, we're just going to go down. We're going to kill a few of them using these tools and stuff to figure out what their weakness to. I thought about taking my wolves in there and using explosives like the impact grenade or the explosive ammo, but I didn't want to kill my wolves, because even though we get done with this, I want to still use this map to farm exotics and stuff with this guy here. Here we're down here already now, fixing to start the fighting and everything. Made sure he stayed out of the way, which I think almost got him killed when a cougar attacked him. But he was able to defeat the cougar. Over here, we're going to come up to that first one. We're going to knock that armor off and use arrows, or poison arrows anyway. You can see that I'm trying to aim for his armpits so you can get in there and get damage done to him. And see what I'm saying? It doesn't matter how you try to get him out of the way, he's taking damage off of him. But like I said, but I don't know if they actually put their armor back on or not. You can hear it ricocheting off his forehead there. So you used to aim for the head anyway, trying to get that one tap shot. There, I don't understand. I think my mouse went off the screen, and that's what caused that to take place. I got to get closer eye. But the poison seems to do all right, I guess. But if I was to use poison arrows, I would think I'd rather have the carbon. The carbon ones to be able to be poisoned. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, we defeated him with it, and he dies.
Have you
And
ever been
I
poisoned?
think this next one here, we went
Something
with
other
the
than human
pickaxe.
ambition.
And this is where I should have just went ahead and used the
Seems like a
obsidian
cruel way to
pickaxe
die.
on it. But see there, you can, I think it's like 50, 60 something damage. But the obsidian showed only like 20 something physical damage, and then there was fire damage. And I think it just went just a little bit above. You can see where I almost dying here. I'm trying to get away from him to get to my moa and take off to get some distance so I can heal up. You can see where he's fighting that cougar over there. And of course, you know, I had to take off the speed running there. Had to get some healing potions in me. And you can see there I need to eat too. My health was down. I didn't realize how far down it was. But I should have went ahead and healed up first before I did that. But I probably wouldn't have to use so much. And of course, you know, he comes in blades. There, I can heal up. Now I'll go to get my moa away from him. Then I'll get off the moa and go back to hitting him with the pickaxe again. But like I said, I should have started with the obsidian pickaxe. At least I would have had fire damage on it, you know, at the same time. But we still defeated him. But you see, though, you ain't doing really a whole lot of damage with it. And this is, like I said, I should have had a shield. That way I could at least block between attacks. But see, but for some reason I just can't get past that point on it. And like I said, a couple times I almost died. The next time I almost died was because of those grenades. I ran up after I threw the grenades, and I thought it would blow up before I get there. I waited until I got there, got close enough to take some serious damage. You see there, it's almost like you can't reach him with the pickaxe out there. I wonder how the sledgehammer will work. If they'll do more damage to his head or not. But I'm not even. But also, I'm not set up for melee fighting anyway. So I'm set up for guns and stuff. But you can see here in a minute, I'll just stand there and just change out the pickaxe here in a minute. There we go. I decided I'll just go ahead when he takes off throwing like that, just go ahead and take the hit, because apparently I can't get away from it. And there's that.
When in doubt, blunt force trauma to the back of the head. Not elegant, but then neither are you.
Here comes these damn grenades that damn near killed me here. So I should have threw one from here. You know, just let it blow up with him on there, and he probably wouldn't have targeted on my moa over there. See, I thought I went past him further than that, and then bam. Look how much health I'll wind up losing. And of course I wanted to save my moa, so I took off with him. Made sure I got far enough away this time. It's a good thing I had plenty of health potions with me. After this though, I did go back and I made the health elixir, which will give you 500 healing points. You see here, he took quite a bit of damage from those explosives. Now I'm going to go ahead and get him out of the way, and I'll throw another one, which I'll take damage for that one too. The projectiles. here's the one
Just
I
blow
laid
them up, I
damage
guess.
from.
At least it's quicker.
Trying to get him away from there. But now here's where I'm going to wind up using my gun. Now I know when the resources came down, there was still bolts in there for a crossbow, but projectile's a projectile. The gun did what it's supposed to do. Here, I couldn't drop out of the barn and die here. It's unreal. For some reason I couldn't get it to reload there. That's why I put it away and brought it back out. But there it is.
Where does that go? You know what? I don't want to know. I wash my imaginary hands of this business. Ah, so the creatures are weak to explosives. Shocking. What creature wouldn't be? You certainly wouldn't hold up very well. Now that you're armed with that delightful tidbit of knowledge, we can proceed to the next hunt. Mission complete. Your next contract can be found on your chosen contact device.
Now, back at the base here, we're just gonna start the next quest here in a minute. This has some base building on it, and what I did when I got everything gathered, I paused the recording while I traveled down there, and turned around. I built the base and got everything made and everything, and forgot to push record. But when I realized that, I started recording, but it was time to go fight the animals. Now, what I did was hit the closest one first. There's a list of grids. You want to do those in that order. If you don't, for some reason it didn't count. So I wound up with some extra stuff, extra armor scales. But you'll see all that here in a minute. There, finally found a reason to use that organic cleanser. Comes research.
Contractor, the company has used the data gathered from your previous efforts to pinpoint their latest location. You're tasked with traveling to the marked coordinates and observing their behavior. If you end up taking a few of them out, even better. The data's fresh, but these things are fast, so you'd better head out quickly.
You can see all the way down there, almost to where the zebra place was at. Yeah, it is. See, here's I just got finished killing one, and it wasn't counting, so I had to go to that. I think it's B or C12 or B12 or something like that. There you go. So
No
now that
respect for them,
now that
even in
activated
death.
it,
And
so
people
now
think that
you
I'm
have to
cold.
look to you have to get close
These
to
ones
their
do look
mound
slightly
in
different
order
to each
for
other.
it to count.
I'm recording this to send
But
to
you
the
have to
company.
follow
No
in that
expletives,
list
please.
order first, and go to each of those areas in that order for them to count. I killed like 3 in the right there next to the base, and that's in the grid it wanted you to do it in, but never counted until. I'm not gonna keep that in mind. The stuff that's made, I didn't. Oh, and that's another thing. You want to use a taxidermy knife to get your vestiges, and that'll give you the scales. I had to wind up dumping a lot of that stuff off because my armor broke and I couldn't carry everything. But I did not stick around to fight the second one in those areas. I just went, and that's it chased me down like that. But I can't remember if I did use the vestige knife on him. I think I did, because I kept getting attacked by those things. And right there's where the armor broke, and I lost all my pockets. So I had to go through there, and I wanted to keep the vestiges for certain, so I just dumped off all that useless ore and stuff I was getting off of them. I don't need that stuff anymore. or bones and stuff. So with that being said, be braced for that. If not, I mean, I spent a lot of time fighting all those other ones. I wound up cutting all that out because it took the video to an hour and a half. That's how much fighting I couldn't figure out what was going on. I left the world, came back in, and that didn't change anything. So yeah, I don't think I got any skill. I think I did get a skill off this one. Yeah, I did. Every time you use your taxidermy knife, you'll get the skill, which you can put through the organic cleanser and get ores out of, depending on what type of boral he came out of. I didn't know there was a difference in the borals, but those high ends on there tells you what kind it is. It would be copper, iron, plutonium, whatever, platinum, excuse me, or it could be even exotics that I found out. The last one we do is an exotic one, and that's why I finally figured out you can use the organic cleanser because it's part of the quest to do that with. I love the shooting. Missed each one every damn time, you know. Man, I ought to get better than that. I did ever had to farm some titanium and smelt it down so I can repair my shotgun. But at the end of the day, I mean, it was done. I didn't know that cave was there. I didn't go into it. I just couldn't believe it was in that little crevice there because I don't know how many times I passed that up. But now when I went down, I took the building materials with me. I took the fabricator with me. I took a forge with me. I took an electric furnace, carpenter bench, and that basic stuff there. Because everything you have to build is tier 3. So you didn't have to look through the binoculars. You just had to get close to it and it counted. But I don't think this was going to be couldn't believe it killed him that fast. But that boral, if you look, that big huge side of it there, it'll show you like copper or something. And that's what that scale will give you when you put it through the organic cleanser. So in a way, it's kind of cool. I mean, one scale gave me 25 exotics, so that's a bonus, you know. But when I sent everything up in the pod after this section of the quest, it was pretty cool. You know, the first section was getting down there to the site, build the base, get that stuff put down, and then the second stage of the quest was to make the binoculars, the taxidermy knife, and I forgot what else he was supposed to make. But those 3 things you had to make, and then the third part is what we're doing now. So, and there's one more part after this. So it's 4 different stages of things you have to do. So you want to make sure you took plenty of ammo, plenty of stuff. And be honest with you, as long as it took for me to gather the stuff to make the stuff that I needed down here, I probably could have just got my mower, ran all the way back to base, made everything, and then came back. But then I've been stuck with the second part of the quest where you had to make the binoculars and stuff, but that was fairly simple stuff to make though. But making the organic cleanser and the other stuff along with it took quite a bit of time of getting plenty of resources, smelting it down and all that. I did take some epoxy with me that kind of cut it down. I didn't have to hunt near as much. And here's the third one here.
Rock and metal. How mundane.
See, this one would be gold. So if I would have farmed, sit there and kept them to come out, I would have farmed the scales and quite a bit of gold. But yeah, like I said, if I would have known that, then I wouldn't have dropped all the scales in the pod. I would have kept the extra scales I had and then put them in that organic cleanser. Apparently there's going to be an electric one somewhere, I think. The quest required you to use the bio one. Did make, you had to make some grenades, that's right, 3 grenades. And that's what took the longest. I had to find the sulfur and all that stuff. So it was time consuming, but like I said, all that I didn't record. I had a brain fart on that. Sorry about that. But after this, like I said, I did cut out a little bit farming for the titanium. I was going to make the armor bench to repair the armor, but I got to looking at all the resources I was going to need and how long that would have took. I changed my mind, so I just fixed the shotgun and went out and finished the quest. Get that knocked out and get done. You know what I mean? So, like I said, you just have to find those borals, and like I said, you need to do them in that order, because other than that, it did not count them. Because I went backwards with it, and it cost me quite a bit of time and quite a bit of ammo, wear and tear on the shotguns. Because I wound up fighting a lot of them I didn't have to. Although it did give me scales, but it just didn't count. So make sure you do it in that order. Save you a lot of time. And taking an advanced or electric armor bench with you. That way, while you're down there, you can repair your armor, because it does. I went down there fully repaired, so didn't fight nothing all the way down. So it had all that little fighting I did down there ruined the armor. So or broke the armor where I couldn't use it. There's that last one there. But like I said though, I mean, just follow that orders there. I mean, but then again, yeah, this scale here will give you iron instead. That's the type of reward that you'll get out of their scales. And that's the last one. And then we'll wind up with another one after this. But before you do, you'll have to go all the way back the shotgun slugs do pretty good against them. I imagine that maybe the explosives would be better, but I wouldn't advise using the explosives, because a lot of times you're up close to you. So yeah, that might do some damage. And if you're using wolves and stuff, you definitely don't want it, because you'll wind up killing your own wolves. Here's where we go back to the base, and then we'll send that stuff up in the pod. And of course, it turns night. I think I spent 4 nights up there doing this here. So, but I do know one of the things you had to make was an oxidized condenser, which was a good thing. I had replenished my air tank. I almost ran out of oxygen. Well, I didn't almost. My tank did go empty. But and I got down into the red on oxygen. But I do have plenty at home at the base, so I didn't have that. I didn't have to worry about anything about that. So that's a bonus of it. And then, of course, keep yourself healed up and stuff. I did at one time though. I can't remember if it was before or after this, but I wound up getting hypothermia. And I kept taking damage for quite a while. So I don't think you can get rid of hypothermia with the survival kits. I used one and it didn't take it away. I'll have to go to the chemist bench and see if there's something in there for hypothermia. I never got hypothermia in the game, even in the Arctic zone. I've got frostbite, but not hypothermia, which is weird. You think those two would go hand in hand with each other. But here I'm just have to run back, and then more transitions after doing all that foolish stuff and looking for all the titanium and trying to build a bench that I shouldn't try to build to begin with. And of course, light goes out. And what I'm thinking about doing, I'll probably release the boss fight on Saturday. Uh, and that way, if I ain't got my stream up and going by then I'll just simply start on Planet Crafter on Sunday. Yeah, I'll probably start it Sunday, or I'll probably start it Saturday. Make the first recording Saturday, or maybe on Sunday. I don't know. It all depends. Like I said, it's crazy how, you know, it doesn't seem
That
to
should be enough for the samples. Let's get those
want to work
analyzed
for
and
me
send the
for some
results
reason.
through.
And then you can see there the new part of the quest just came
That
up.
doesn't sound good.
But anyways, here we're going to go off through that little passage area. At this point, I should have went ahead and just, well, back to the base anyway. I should have went ahead and just took the mow. I think I did take the mow. I can't remember which way I did this. So I'm probably watching this for the first time with y'all. But at the end of the day, I mean, like I said, I got the gun repaired. It's just aggravating that I didn't think about my armor. You know what I mean? So with that being said, you might want to keep that in mind when you go down there. Either that, or I probably should have. Well, I don't think they have any authorizations for physical resistance on your armor or not. At least I don't think I saw any. There could be. I don't know. I have to double check on that too before I go to the boss fight. And here you can see me go back in and grab that titanium and then repair the gun anyway. Yeah, you can't repair the armor. I tried that. I did try to repair the armor in my inventory, and that doesn't cut it. Here, I'm just trying to get stuff off of me. Like I said, though, I did leave all this stuff down there. The bed is saved as a save point. If I die, then I come back to it. You know, it's just in case. I know I'm taking all my animals down there with me to help me fight, but then again, they're on my luck. I'll probably get killed in there. So hopefully I can get it done with one shot. I know my wolves probably could. You know, and I couldn't figure out why I was getting what you want to call it, stone when I was mining. Then it dawned on me the armor set gives you chances of getting extra stone when mining. Here, I'll just grab a few more extra notes. I think I had like 135 or something like that when I went back. But that was just primarily to make sure I had enough. I was under the impression I might be able to fix my armor for some reason without the bench, and that was a mistake. That wasn't going to happen. And then I went back and got that one last one before I went back to the base. But yeah, like I said, I was pretty well disappointed with myself on this one. You know, I thought I was bad in that other one you just watched there with my defense capabilities and stuff, but this one here kind of disappointed me after running around for so many hours and plus forgetting to push record so y'all can see that. If I would have done that, then it definitely would have been 2 videos. Push the motor come down. there I got stuck, but finally got out. Get my mower back up there where she belongs so that way it doesn't get killed on me. Need that thing to get around the map. But yeah, it's like I said, it was like that, just a little bit disappointed there. I took that one food trough and that one water trough down there with me, and those two solar panels too to hook everything up, plus the fire base. Now I did tear that one base down at the Arctic zone there where I was trapping wolves. Took that down, got that off the map, and then just put it down here with all this stuff in it. So with that being said, here I'm just going to repair the wood, or not the wood, but the shotgun and stuff. And then we'll go out and we'll hunt down that last one. And of course, I got quite a bit of exotics down there when I was down there. Not as near as many as I could get doing enzymes, but still got a pretty decent count number on it. I think here's where I couldn't figure out what was going on, why they didn't have no power, and then kind of find out the sun hasn't hit the spot there for it yet, I don't think. Yeah, that's when the solar panel wasn't in, and getting hit by light. I wound up moving it over there to where the light is right here, and that still didn't work it like it should have. But again, like I said, I was thinking about making the advanced armor bench or the electric armor bench so I can repair the armor. But at the same time, I had plenty of food on me and stuff. Now, see, you would think the power will work here, but for some reason, after I got the power hooked up, it worked for a little bit, and then came back out, and there was a shadow over it. So that's kind of wild. But yeah, I needed to go out one more wide on it, didn't I? But and there's up and running now. But like I said, I wound up deciding just to go ahead and just go out and fight, without making an armor bench, which I survived, thankfully. Came back to base and used the organic cleaner. See, there's where it stopped, and I was like, what the hell? And when I went back out and looked, you'll see the shadow over it. See, there's a shadow over the top of it. I think once you got sunlight on it, you think it'll stay until it got dark, but yeah, it is what it is, right? It's Icarus for you. It's never going to cooperate with you. Of course, you can see my oxygen levels going down too. So I had to wind up finding that oxidizer I had to make up here and put that back down so I can get my oxygen refilled anyway. Sorry about that, I got distracted there with the dog. Just trying to figure out what he was chewing on. Thankfully it was just his paw. Yeah, I went through all those mills down there. It's a good thing I made so many of them. But so yeah, I'm excited getting this done. Like I said, I wish I could have live streamed it, but until I get those issues figured out, I mean, I don't want somebody sitting there waiting, 20 seconds for me to respond to something they typed, So I don't exactly sure what's causing that delay or anything. But like I said, I can keep doing what I'm doing here for now until I can get that situated. But here is just pretty much a waste of time right here, because at this point here, that's when I started thinking about why wait to make the armor bench or the electric armor bench. So that's just, or the textiles bench, excuse me, is what you're calling it. That and waiting on my oxygen tank. And that breakfast beer was good. You see her looking at all that stuff, the electronics, the steel, the concrete. And I was like, nah, heck with it. So I just waited on my oxygen and stuff to go. Because this is one of the things I always wind up doing. I get so sidetracked on doing something like this versus what I'm actually going to go do. And it's like I played, left this all along. I get so focused on making things and farming for the materials that I forget, you've got missions, you got operations, and next thing you know, I'm burnt out from doing all the farming and everything, and I had to quit playing for a while. It'd be nice to play something different for a little bit, but like I said, I'm still excited about Styx, but I'm not going to do any more Icarus until I get the stream up and running. Because I'm not going to watch any videos on that stuff. I'm going to try to figure out everything on my own. And I did decide that I will go down with absolutely nothing. No modules, no air tanks, no water bottles, nothing. I'm going to have to do everything on Styx on hard mode with nothing when I first get down. But I am going to take the 10 levels that they offer you, so that way we can at least get some stuff unlocked right off the bat. So I can make all that important stuff, like water skins and oxygen bladders and stuff like that. Now here's, I'm just going to go off and we're going to hunt down that exotic one. And you'll see how all this works out. See, that was a copper one there. That scale will give you copper. If I'm mistaken, these trucks are up around this corner up here. There he is. You see, he's a big boy. He's got a
Is
name.
that thing made of
so.
exotics? Funny, I've only ever seen that in the Null sector.
I thought it was gonna be a tougher fight, but it wasn't. I don't know if he had that name. Usually those guys are a little tougher than normal. I guess I could have stayed here and farmed them. That's what I should have done. I guess I could have got a whole lot of exotics out of that. But we got to keep an eye out for those of you running around the map.
You cavemen like to bang things together. Why don't you see if you can make something useful out of those fragments?
And this is to be the final part of it. I did finish this off before he could, you can hear him coming up. And this right here is what made me think, well, maybe I shouldn't have done that. I should have just waited and let more of them come out and get more of those scales. But I didn't know it was going to give you 25 for each scale. I thought it might have been like 2 or 3 or maybe 5 per scale. But it was actually 25 for that one scale. So if I would have known that, I would have definitely paid attention and farmed like 5, 6 of them or so. Or until I ran out of first aid or something. And then just took off and left it there so I can come back to it. But I don't know if they stay permanently until you destroy them and then they change places or what. But it's definitely going to be something worth to find out, especially if you can get 25 exotics just for one scale. You know what I mean? So as long as you don't destroy that foundation, they'll just keep coming out and you just keep farming them. At least I would think you could anyway. But you are going to have to remember to use, and here comes that one. Yes, or you can build a ramp like that and just get them stuck in it, I guess. Guess that's one way you can do it. But see, I didn't get a scale that time either, so I don't know why it didn't do that. But if I were you, if you want to do this quest, I mean, you get to that point, just let those exotic ones keep coming out before you finish it up. But I would get as many exotics as I possibly could if I were y'all. Shit, that's where I got hung up. And this here is your biofuel organic cleanser. Put that in there and look at that, you get 25 exotics for just one. You know. Hell, you can get, as long as that thing didn't disappear, you can just constantly farm those things left and right all day long. Get a couple of hundred of them and go back and where you got plenty of exotics. You know what I mean? I wish I would have thought of that. But that would have been a really, really long video. Oh, really long. But I don't think it's stuff like that until it's too late. And here I'm just packing up some resources to take back to the base. I know I'm going to have to make another one of those material cleansers. So when I get back to the base, I'll let this one up here. Well, I really don't need it anymore. I've got plenty of ammo, plenty of gunpowder made. So all I have to worry about is platinum, epoxy, and or not plastic. What is that? Copper to make the shotgun shells. So that's pretty much the only thing I have to worry about if I decide to stay on this map. And just farm enzymes, or run around and see if I can find one of those exotic borals and try to farm that boral out to where I can get plenty of exotics. But as long as I have those woods and they're able to defend the enzymes, I might, I might even actually make another video for Sunday and just start Planet Crafter on Monday. Just farm the desert, the Arctic zones and stuff on enzymes and see just how many times I can do it. I know I didn't lose any wolves in the Arctic zone. We did have polar bears and baby polar bears, but a couple of panthers, or at least I think they were panthers or jaguars, snow leopards and stuff like that. But unfortunately that video, oh God, that still irritates me that happened. But anyways, I want to thank everybody. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Thank you for sharing and liking. Leave a comment. Tell me what you think. All right. Tell me what you want to see. Or a specific game that I see on my list or you want to see me play. Just go ahead and say so in the comments. If you're somebody I do know, if you say art, it ain't gonna happen until I get my computer fixed on handling all that. Keep that stuff from overheating. Arc just has too much rendering in and stuff that's causing that
you there?
to give
Hey,
problems.
I said wait. I'm on a call. Give me a
At least I'm
second.
thinking that's what it is.
Sorry.
Okay.
Right. Well done
So thank
on all
you for
that stuff you're
watching,
doing.
and
Hey, I don't have
Y'all have a good day. Peace
I've
out.
already got 6 on the go.
Sorry. Good work, contractor. That's likely enough information to get us to the source of this nonsense.
Mission complete. Your next contract can be found on your chosen contact device.